What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I last posted, but I kind of have a good reason for it that I'm going to get into in this video. As we all know, the Switch 2 pre-orders dropped a couple days ago, and if you were someone who was after one, then you know the struggle that took place last night and the following day. I am one of those individuals that was after one, and I just wanted to document my own experience regarding pre-ordering the Switch 2 because it was a wild ride for me. So at first I had this uneasiness I started feeling when Nintendo announced the delay back on April 4th due to the tariff situation. The uneasiness pretty much stemming from all the talk about how there's no way the Switch 2 is not going to get a price hike. With the tariff situation being such a huge factor on the Switch 2 coming to the US, I truly didn't expect to see the new pre-order window announced for maybe another month, to be honest. So I was shooketh when Nintendo announced the new pre-order window like a week or so ago, and that it was just a week away. That's when my anxiety really started spiking. Shortly after, we got official pre-order times from the individual retailers. With such a short time frame from go time, my brain started going through all these mental checklists. First thing I checked was my bank, and to my surprise, I saw that I was a broke bitch. I looked up when my next payday was, and I saw that it was literally the day after pre-orders go live. So I cried. But seriously, I could afford it, but I didn't like the idea of putting myself in a bind, even just for a day. And then I saw my beacon of hope. GameStop would be doing in-store pre-orders. For those that might not know, the way GameStop works with these in-store pre-orders is that you don't have to drop the total amount for the pre-order. Based on the price of the item, you can put as low as $5 down on a pre-order to secure it. And then you can either pay on it as you go until the release date, or even just wait until release day to completely pay it off. I personally always loved pre-ordering in-store at GameStop because of this, and I've been doing it pretty much since high school. In the case of the Switch 2, the down payment required was only $50, which was super doable for me. Now, for those who were ordering online, pre-orders dropped the night before at 11 p.m. Central Time. And this was for Target, Best Buy, and Walmart. Apparently, there's some bad blood between Nintendo and Amazon, so Amazon wasn't an option, but whatever. For ordering online, you have to drop the full price of your order when checking out. Now, you're probably thinking, this guy's an idiot. It only puts a temporary hold on your bank and then puts it back until it's about to ship. And yes, you are correct. But you know what I don't like? When life happens. And that happens a lot. It's a fact of life. Crappy things happen and it's unfortunate. I have been burned before where I ordered something on the expensive side online and then life happened right before and then the item took out of my bank because it was shipping and I got put into a bind. I didn't like being in that situation, and now if I can help it, I will always try to make that scenario never happen. So yeah, GameStop was the way for me. So as the week went by, it seemed like there was a brand new piece of drama every day. Of course, we had the Mario Kart World Direct drama, where we were told to wait for the Mario Kart World Direct, where we would see why it's priced at $80. Then we pretty much got a lot of information that we already knew, which was disappointing. Now, granted, there were some new aspects that we didn't know, but when the majority of the Direct was not new info, that really stung a lot of people. Then we got the good news that the price of the Switch wasn't changing, but that the accessories were. Most of the accessories received a $5 increase because of tariffs, but the price increase that really hurt was seeing the new price of the amiibo coming out. This, of course, including Tulin, Riju, Yonobo, and Sidon from Tears of the Kingdom, and Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly from Street Fighter 6. The Tears of the Kingdom amiibo are starting at $30, and the Street Fighter 6 amiibo are starting at $40. That sounded so insane to me because I've been collecting amiibo from the beginning and remember them being like $12 or $13, and now look where we are. Then, the morning of pre-order day, we get a translated announcement from Furukawa himself stating that over 2.2 million people put in applications for the Switch 2 in Japan, and that they did not have enough systems to cater to that number. Not only do they have to go through a multi-round lottery system, there will be plenty of people who will not have been lucky enough to get chosen for a console. This had me so scared that if Japan didn't have the numbers, then there's no way the US would have the numbers. So at this point, I'm just a huge spiraling mess of anxiety. I was at my peak. Since I was doing an in-store pre-order at GameStop, I was scared that the numbers they had available for each version of the console were going to be like 5 or 6 each or something. And later on, I saw that people were reporting that people were already making lines outside of their local stores to get a pre-order. That broke me. I was there stuck at work and people were already setting up camp outside of stores like it was Black Friday. All throughout work, I was glued to Twitter X and the GameStop Reddit page just for any kind of information. And to keep boosting the anxiety, we got a post from Gematsu on Twitter X that showed a lot of third-party games being revealed to be game key cards in Japan, with studios including Sega, Atlus, Capcom, Koei Tecmo, Konami. I was honestly hoping it was just going to be Bravely Default, but this had me worried that game key cards were going to become the norm. So after work, I sped to GameStop because I needed to know if people were already setting up camp in my store, and I needed all the information because I felt that would calm me down. Well, thank God when I got there, I did not see anyone outside the store. But when I asked the employee for information regarding pre-orders, they said that they unfortunately weren't given any information, but that they should be hearing from their higher-ups later in the evening. So not what I was hoping for, but it's a start. A couple hours pass and I see more and more posts online saying that people are lining up, and then around 6 o'clock or so, I saw a post stating that GameStop's received their numbers in store and had a picture of a paper on the door with the numbers for each console type. Oh, I ran out the door so fast. I got there around 1 hour before closing and I'm walking up to the store. I see a paper on the door and I start freaking out because that paper wasn't there whenever I was first there a couple hours ago after work. The numbers were handwritten in red marker, so when I got close enough to where all I could see were the numbers, y'all, I froze. I saw clear as day, the numbers were 2 and 3. Y'all, when I say I freaked out, I mean it. I rushed up to the door and I swear my heart stopped. The damn sign was for a Pokemon TCG drop that was happening the day after. Oh my god. My heart was pounding. I went up to the counter and I got there just as the employee printed out the paper that would have the Switch 2 numbers. He asked if he can help me and I tell him I am here for what you're about to write on that paper. He doubles back to the computer screen several times and then the big reveal. My store was getting 65 Switch 2 consoles, 20 standalone consoles, and 45 Mario Kart bundles. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. So much of my stress and anxiety melted away at that moment. I felt like I was totally going to be able to secure one, especially because I was after the Mario Kart bundle, which there were more of. But that wasn't the end of the stress. With the numbers that my store was getting, I confidently felt that I didn't even need to worry about the online pre-orders, he said before getting super stressed and anxious all over again shortly after. So I'm chilling on the couch, talking to my brother who was aiming for an online pre-order and texting 2 other friends of mine who were also trying. 11 p.m. hits and all the retailers go live. It did not take long before all the websites crashed or bugged out. Very few people were reporting that they got through, but the vast majority was stuck. Best Buy apparently just shut it all down and then came back up later. Target didn't last very long. Walmart was surprisingly the most stable apparently, but people still experienced issues. Here's where I started freaking out all over again. I started thinking that if the websites are all crashing, then people are going to give up and just go straight to GameStop and start lining up. I was on the phone with my brother for over an hour while he was struggling to get one online. I couldn't take it anymore. My anxiety was back in full force, and I knew that I would not be able to sleep unless I went all the way back to GameStop to see if people were camping out. Keep in mind, this is past midnight. I fully expected to see a line of people, but fortunately, all I saw were 2 cute cats chilling in the parking lot. Once again, thank God. I knew that if people weren't lined up by then I was good for tomorrow for the in-store pre-order. I left with a smile, and I felt even better when I found out that the websites eventually went back to normal and people were able to successfully check out. The next day, I wasn't even worried. I went to work for my partial day and was gonna go to the store around 9. Store opens at noon. I brought my Switch and 3DS with me just in case I got bored. My tactic was to just stay in the car and play games, and if I noticed people pull up, that would be my cue to hop out super quick and get in line. I was pretty chill, but still didn't want to take any chances. When I pulled up, unfortunately, I saw someone was already in line. I was looking forward to just hanging out in the car until close to the opening, but like I said, I didn't want to take any chances. So I just got out and was the second person in line. There was another guy just hanging out in the bed of his truck. He was there for the Switch as well, but he wasn't worried. I honestly wish I was like him. Soon, more and more people started lining up. By 11 a.m., there were probably 15 people in line. Had some good conversations with the people around me. The guy who was first in line was a high schooler who was skipping school, and apparently his parents were also okay with it because they were the ones who dropped him off. Do not do that, kids. Stay in school. Then the person behind me was a younger guy who was a big Kingdom Hearts fan. So we talked a lot about that, and of course the Switch too. Time kind of went by fast, but soon enough, one of the store openers arrived, then the other opener arrived, and then we all started getting antsy because by that time, those of us at the front of the line had been there for about 3 hours. So the store finally opens, and I thought ahead and made a list on my phone of everything I wanted to pre-order. It took a while to get everything because they had to search this big packet for the individual codes for each item in order to put it in the order. I was hit with some disappointment though, because apparently all retailers had this error for 2 specific items that were street dated, even though they should have been available for pre-order that day. That was Bravely Default and the Tears of the Kingdom Yonobo amiibo. The amiibo was weird because all the other amiibo were able to be pre-ordered, but whatever, I'm sure I can catch those releases later. What mattered is that I finally got my printed receipt showing that I secured a pre-order for the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle. I was so happy. It was when I got back in the car that I breathed the biggest sigh of relief. All that stress and anxiety was gone. I felt so much better. All of my friends I was talking to were also able to get a pre-order, so we were all excited for the Switch 2 release. I honestly didn't care about anything else the rest of the day and yesterday, and now I feel like I can dedicate my time and energy back to making videos for the channel. And honestly, I'm excited about it. And this video will be the first of my time back, so I'm gonna try and get back to my content creation. If you stayed for the entire video, thank you. I hope you enjoyed my little story leading up to my pre-order of the Switch 2, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Were you able to get one yourself? Were you in the same boat as me with how you felt throughout this entire thing? I would love to hear from you. And that's gonna be pretty much it from me for this video. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!